All right, folks. Week 5 of the NFL. We got the usual crew while Colby is absent. We got Lou back in action, still leading the pack somehow. He actually tied with Colby. We'll get into that later. And Christian on a big bounce back week from his locks as he locked back in. No pun intended right there. And I actually got a push already. So some things change, some things stay the same. Just like week 4 has come and passed, and our teams, I think everyone here in the chat, we had some great thrilling games to watch and everything. So, how you boys feeling? Yeah, it's a good time right now in the NFL for us.
Feeling good, feeling good. We have a good Thursday night game here. Usually in years past, this would be a game you would ignore majority of the time. But we actually have a good one. Throwbacks here at Atlanta. I did see those firsthand. I will chat about that later. So yeah, it's an exciting game. Hopefully, it's not a snooze fest.
All right, Lou, how you been, man? It's you've been busy, right? Always be busy.
Yeah, I'm busy right now with life, but I am I'm here for it and I'm gonna enjoy this game. We need a big dub out of the Falcons. Put us tied for first in the division. Home game against the Bucks. Really need this one, so I'm excited.
We go. I was gonna
Also,
say, I
disclaimer, I'm streaming it, so if you all could delay your reactions to the game by like 20 to 30 seconds,
right
I
there
would
with you, brother.
appreciate it.
It's Christian that is going to be
It's
watching
it's
you live.
me. It's me that I'm gonna have to hold
Right through
reaction,
with you.
especially if Ray McLeod gets the first touchdown here.
You might have
Because
to
I
offer your
just
PS5 to the internet gods, Lou. That's
I've
all.
still got Kirk Cousins stats up on the screen, and
All right, you are a little bit more behind than I am, for sure. Oh, wait, no, I have Kirk Cousins stats on the screen. You're ahead of me. So there you go. A little bright side to the
okay.
game for you there. Already off to a good start. Kirk Cousins, though, on prime time, guys. This is an interesting spot for the Falcons as we start off here. Going up against Baker and the Bucks. Lou, you said you're on the Falcons. Christian, as a guy who just went there. Oh, wow. It's interesting when you see Kyle Pitts actually do something, right? Go ahead and Christian, what do you got for this game?
Yeah, what? I didn't know Kyle Pitts did something.
Oh, Lou is very behind. Jesus Lord, dude.
I thought you were
I
ahead of me.
just watched I just watched Bijan run for 2 yards.
Yeah, buddy, you are like extremely behind. I'm
Yeah,
excited. I just
refresh.
went there.
Pitts.
Falcons had me to vibe up. So I like the Falcons in this game, but however, later in the season, I'll probably play Tampa Bay. I think they split the series here and this year. These are two very promising teams that are right on the playoff cups. So yeah, I'm excited.
All right, all right. I'm going to personally go with the Bucks here. I'm excited to see what Baker can do on prime time here. This is going to be fun. I mean, obviously, we get to see Kirk Cousins. He's already had what? This is his second prime time game, third. He's been
Yeah.
on a prime time streak. So yeah, this is his third game on prime time, which is insane. We didn't get that love in Minnesota. I'm kind of jealous,
Yeah,
but
we won't get this many. We have like hardly any the rest of the year. They just threw them all at the beginning.
good. That's probably a good thing because then Kirk Cousins can go back to his 1 o'clock routine, and we get to actually see real, true Kirk Cousins in action. So, almost got the ball there. But yeah, I'm going with Baker and the Bucks because Baker put a beat down on the Eagles last week, guys, and that was just very, very entertaining in my opinion. So I think Baker and the Bucks, this is going to be their chance to really put their stamp and throw their hat into the real NFC contender ring here this season already. All right. Let's go ahead and go on to the Sunday slate. Luckily, we get to go to a fun we get to go across the pond. Let's just keep it simple. We're going to the America's favorite place in all of England, and it's Tottenham. Going to the Spurs Stadium, and boy, oh boy, it's going to be awesome to see the Jets go up against the Vikings in London at 9 a.m. So that's going to be already just an interesting spot for me on the Sunday slate. But we're here. So, guys, I'm going to let you take over first. What are your thoughts on the game across the pond?
So
Vikings
this one
versus
here,
Jets. And the real question is, Christian, do you have the line? Because I do not. I forgot
I
that
do.
part of the
I
question.
do. Vikings are 2.5 point favorites.
First time we're favored all season. That's just throwing it out there.
That's exactly what scares me here. That's exactly that. I think if I were a Vikings fan last week, I probably would have rooted for the Jets to win because this is a prime bounce back game for the Jets, essentially. It just sets them up with that and the boogeyman. The boogeyman that has owned that team for quite over a long time. The thing is, it's over the pond, so he's not going to be taking a trip to Minnesota here. Um, this one's a tough one because I have been riding the Vikings train this whole time. I've taken the Vikings every single week. However, with this one, I am going to have to take the Jets plus 2.5 because it's a bounce back game for the Jets. The Vikings as a favorite has me scared. I love them as a dogs every single time. But now with expectations in London, I'm gonna have to go with the Jets here. And then the over underline here is also very fishy. How it's only 40.5. That's a very low over under. I'm assuming the time or they're assuming is going to take an effect. Yeah, give me that.
Well, don't talk about the field. This is Tottenham we're talking about. They're going to keep it in pristine condition. I'm just so told. I mean, I've seen their Saturday and Sunday games, by the way. So, just saying, you gotta watch out. That's a pretty good pitch out there. It's better than anything. All right, go ahead, Lou. What you got?
That man Drake London just got fed that drive. Holy shit.
Yeah, I have
Anyways,
another fantasy league.
um, yeah, I like the Jets. I think coming off that loss to the Broncos, which was a bad loss. Dang. Yeah, I think this is the game they need. Aaron Rodgers loves playing the Vikings. Going to London, or there's one man that I'm looking for to step up, and his name is Garrett Wilson. He has been a shadow of himself this year, and all of his fantasy managers really, really, not saying I have him, but his fantasy managers out there really could use a 18 plus point performance out of him this week. Again, not saying I have him in 2 leagues, but would love a big game from him. Otherwise, I do think the Jets take this one. The Vikings are due to lose. The Jets are due for a good game. That's my
Um,
take.
okay. Well, you guys all each have your own opinions, but Vikings are meant to conquer, guys. And they're obviously going across to a new territory, across the land, foreign lands. And I think they're going to go out there and they're going to show out, just as classic Vikings would. However, on top of that, this is, I feel like, a bit like you guys were talking about how this is an Aaron Rodgers step up moment. He hasn't had much of the time. He hasn't had much competition, guys. I mean, if this is what you're highlighting as their biggest game of the year, and this is for Kirk, this is where Sam Darnold has to step in. I'm going with Sam Darnold here. You're really giving him a lot of, you guys are giving him a lot more than you think, and I think he deserves all of it, to be honest, and more, and then some. I think he deserves to be highlighted as a premier quarterback, and I think this is going to be the game that he can prove that, because, like you said, everyone's going to be expecting the Jets to be trying to find a way to bounce back, but there's a reason why we're favored here. I think it's because the public finally got behind the idea of the Vikings, and you got to admit the numbers don't lie. I mean, defense is top notch. Brian Flores, incredible. I got to just say, Brian Flores is just incredible. Justin Jefferson scoring in every single game so far this season. And that's a stat. We got Jordan Addison back. His first game back, he put up 2 touchdowns, just saying. TJ Hawkinson's about to come back, and Aaron Jones, of all people, is doing great. So if there's one thing I'm really concerned about here, it's like Lou said, yes, it is Aaron Rodgers. He should know how to play against the Vikings, but I don't think he knows. I think there was a high chance it's going to happen. All right, I'll put it this way. I'll be honest. I see the game happening in one of 2 ways. It can be either A, Aaron Rodgers does in fact beat us, and it's because he just goes over the top, exactly how you were wanting, Lou. And I think that's because of how Brian Flores' defenses are. If Aaron Rodgers actually gets the time to let it go, you can easily cook us. You saw Jordan Love do it last week. Aaron Rodgers can do it too. And then I think on this other half of it is Aaron Rodgers doesn't get time and he gets blitzed and you're going to see him get frustrated and it just gets ugly early. So that's how I see the game turning out. And that's why I'm going to take the Vikings. I think it's going to be almost what we saw in Green Bay all over again, to be honest. So yeah, give me the Vikings. It's very long explanation there, but any rebuttal before we move on?
No, I mean you bring up fair points. I think this I can see it go either way.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up.
Oh, I would love if the line was more at 1.5. Trust me, I would love that too.
I
I
think
think the
that's a
Jets.
fair line. I think that's a very for 2.5 though. Like this could be easily a field goal game.
Hang on,
Oh yeah.
I think the line did move a lot here. I was checking on Bleacher, like the line just changed a lot from when it was opened. And let me see what it opened at. Is it originally? I'm pretty sure it was actually a lot
Oh,
closer. Question mark. Let me see here. Sorry for the delay.
That was so close to a pick.
Here we go. Yeah, the line opened
hurry
actually
up and
at the
speak.
Jets being favored by 4 points.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how fast this line has changed. So public may know something. And they opened up as favorites too. That's insane. Okay, anyways, relishing the fact that people are starting to understand the Vikings. Christian, for our next game, let's get the grossness one out the way. Got Panthers at Bears. What is the line for that one for us?
That one is Bears 3.5 point favorites.
How you feel about that?
Oh God. Oh God. Ah, this. Ooh. I don't even know where to start with this one. The Bears obviously had their win last week in Chicago. The Panthers put up a fight against the Bengals. They didn't go down they went down swinging. So this game low key could be a sneaky, really good one. I think honestly, I I can see it be kind of a little bit of a barn burner. Um, but the side I'm gonna take the Carolina Panthers again, plus 3.5 here. I just until I feel confident taking the Bears, I just can't. The Bears just I don't know. They seem to lack the final pieces, I think. And the Caleb is obviously getting better and better, but I don't know. I just find this game a sneaky backdoor disgust fest.
Okay. Okay. Um, Lou, Ron, to take this one?
I agree with Christian. I know the Bears looked better last week, but the Panthers are feisty with Andy Dalton, and it's hard to not take 3.5 in a game that really is another toss up. I mean, either team could come out and win this. So I think it's the smart play is to go with the points, take the team who's playing decently hot. I mean, I know they lost, but I would still consider them on a heater.
Wow. I'm
So
going to
yeah,
take the Bears. The Bears. I'm going to take them in the big win in the big spot here because I think this is a game. If they're favored, I agree with it. I think they should definitely be favored here. And I think you get the fact that you're getting more of your weapons back this week. Not only that, you're starting to build the relationship with your tight end and everything. You're starting to see some consistency out of that. And just got to get the run game going a little bit. We know the defense is doing okay, but just get that run game going. I mean, for God's sakes, it's the Panthers. I expect the Bears defense really to show up on this one. It's the main reason why this line is 3.5. It's probably one of those games where you can honestly bet an anytime touchdown probably from one of the team's defenses. This is one of those games where if you take a bet on the defense, it's a 50% chance it'll hit. Just picking on which team you choose. So that's how I feel about this game because it's going to be, like you guys said, Andy Dalton playing feisty. He's definitely going to get some shots out. But I expect DJ Moore also, though, I hope Caleb Williams figures it out for him because he is playing against his old team. So that can be done. Then I think anything can be done at that point because DJ Moore has been a ghost this season. So give me the Bears. I'll take the points. It's very risky because that's a lot of points to take on the Bears. But yeah, I really do like the Bears there and everything. All right. Christian, we're going to take ourselves to a gross AFC East game. Fins versus the Patriots. What do you got?
Patriots are 1.5 point favorites.
All right, we'll give this toss up to Lou. He has Chet Holmgren, so he can usually win those toss ups.
Chet Holmgren. I'm excited for basketball.
I'm nervous. We'll get to that later.
But oh man, this game is gross. The Dolphins are just so bad right now that there's not a bone in my body that can um bring me to take them in any situation. The Patriots are also god awful, but they have at least shown some fight in some games, like beating the Bengals, and they have a good defense. And I think that's going to be the difference is the Dolphins aren't going to score and the Patriots will score like 13 to 17 points and squeak out a win. But the Dolphins might not crack 10 points. So that's where I see this one going. Give me the Pats.
I'm going to go ahead and just tag along there as a person that is truly a big fan of Mike McDaniel. I'm very concerned with what I've been seeing lately. It's been made me very quiet, actually, about Mike McDaniels. Like I said, I've been a very avid fan of him on this podcast, but what I am seeing in Miami is very concerning. I don't know what they do. I don't know if they should go out and get a quarterback. Do you go for Russell Wilson? Do you, dear God, don't go for all the internet guys, but please go for somebody that's competent in the league, give yourself a fighting chance that can at least try to understand your offense. But so far, it has not been great. And so I'm going to take the Patriots just because from what I've seen from Mayo, he's pretty much kept that classic Patriots identity that this is still going to be a gritty process until they do find the right guy. Like literally these next few years, it's probably going to just be hard to watch Patriots football until we know that they got the right guy at quarterback. So they deserve it, rightfully so. So give me the Patriots as well.
I can't believe I'm thinking the Patriots here, but after watching Monday night, oh boy, oh boy, and I am one to that. I also did mention that before the season outlook, Mike McDaniel's possible hot seat. I understand his quarterback's out, but however, he has been earned this offensive guru and all sorts of that, and yet it just looks flat out there. Like it doesn't seem like any sort of special play designs are being put out there. I understand you have, like I said, I understand there's no quarterback in there. However, you're supposed to be coming from a system from the 49ers that you built where you come into the situation and you can succeed. But however, that has not translated here in Miami. The Patriots, I put in the category with the Panthers. They got some fight into them. They'll put it in there. How I can see a scenario where Drake May starts or he comes in at some point during this game. I can see it. I can
week
see
5.
it.
That's a good point. Remember, we said it at the beginning of the year. We weren't going to get 4 or 5 weeks of them. That's a good point. Yeah, we're going to see.
So I can see it very clearly in here. But I'm just going to take the Patriots minus 1.5 here. I mean, I just can't take Miami right now.
All right, and there it is, folks. First squad ride of the night. Squad rides all around in general. We're 8 for 10 this season. We went 2-1 last week, so not too bad. Slowly, we're at the positive. We're working our way up. We gotta keep our heads in the game, okay, guys? I think we're pretty good on this one now. Patriots, we'll take those. What is it? It's minus 1.5 Patriots.
Minus 1.5.
All right, essentially a toss-up. So we're confident on a toss-up. That even tells you even more. All right, this next game. I think it might be also a toss-up just from how electrifying this is. We're finally going to give ourselves a good one as a Mike Evans touchdown, baby. Yes, sir. Damn. Big game. We needed that. That's what we needed. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Something on that Blake.
Always scores against us.
Yep, I told you that was an easy anytime touchdown. I told you it's 11 out of 18 now, 12 for 19.
I put in my parlay as soon as you said it, Jalen.
Sir, so I told you.
Ray McLeod.
I did my research on that one. That was a personal gem. I feel pretty good, honestly. I feel really proud right now. Sorry. Fantasy team score and FanDuel score right there, folks. This next game is going to be just as electrifying. It's going to be Bills at Texans. While Lou is emotional, Christian, give him the line.
line here has flip-flopped the whole week. I've seen it. It has gone back and forth. As of this taping, 8:36 Eastern Standard Time, the Bills are 1.5-point favorites.
Good luck, Lou.
One sec.
All right, we'll give it to we'll give it to Christian. Christian, what do you got?
This game, it's game of the week. It should be. However, I don't agree with the line. I'm going Texans here at home. Houston has had a bit of a slump the past 2 games. You mean to tell me they're not going to bounce back? I understand they beat Jacksonville last week, but however, they were the barn burner with Jacksonville last week that they should have not been in the first place. This is going to be an electric game. I see a lot of offensive firepower out of here, and we also do have a revenge game here of our good old friend Stephon Diggs. So you mean to tell me that guy is not going to want to put on a performance? So I'm excited, but I'm gonna take the Texans plus 1.5 here. I think I probably would have leaned Texans all the way through unless the Bills were like a 2.5, 3-point favor underdog. Just it's also like Houston. Like Houston should be buzzing here. So this should be a good one.
All right. I personally I like this. This, like you said, game of the week. I love everything you said. Yes, Stephon Diggs coming back, revenge game. You got Josh Allen going into a place, not in the fact that Houston played a close one where Jacksonville they already played a desperate team in Jacksonville. Now they have to play a team that's desperate for a bounce. I think this is prime spot for, like we said last week, this is part of the Bills' collapse that we see after they lose their first game because they were September, October champions. This is where we start feeling the iffiness and the faults and cracks of the Bills. They're still probably, in my opinion, not even in my opinion, they are by far the AFC East favorite right now, in my opinion. They are by far the AFC East favorite. So for me, for them to lose this game, it's just more or less a playoff preview. That's how I feel. So give me I'm going to take the Houston Texans, mostly because I'm also surprised that they're the underdog at home. So I'll definitely be taking those points. In the toss-up, essentially, actually. And then Lou, you got time for your thoughts.
All right, I'm ready now. I was getting Amazon account information so I could no longer be behind. Ooh, Darnell.
The future free trial.
No, I just used my family's account. What's the line again? Sorry, I was tuned out.
Bills are a 1.5-point favorite against Texans.
Okay, yeah. I love this game. I'm excited to watch this game. I'm not gonna have the Falcons game to watch since they're on right now, so gonna have to find enjoyment elsewhere. But I like the Bills this week. I think the Texans didn't look amazing against the Jags, and the Bills, I know they lost, but they're due to bounce back. I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. And I think Diggs will score, but I think the Bills squeak one out, maybe like a game-winning field goal, something like that.
So I think everything's good. I really do think this is going to be a good game of the week. If it wasn't for that 9 a.m. game, this one would be right there with it. So great transition game, honestly, especially for Vikings fans out there. I mean, you get to go from a win, then you get to watch some good football in the Bills Texans, and then the 4 o'clock slot, it gets pretty rough. And we're going to get to that later. But right now, we got another rivalry game. Christian, this is all your control because we're going to your town. We got 5 minutes left of Zoom 1. We got Ravens at Bengals. How do you want us to handle this?
I can go real quick. Ravens are 2.5-point favorite. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Lamar owns Joe Burrow. Like the guy is only being he's I don't think he's ever beaten Lamar. I think he's either never beaten him or only once. So Lamar owns Joe's jockstrap here. I'm not. The Bengals are giving up the most rushing yards out of everyone right now. So you mean to tell me Derrick Henry is not going to come in and give it to him? me and Jalen were pinpoint correct to how the game was going to go last week, of how the Bills are going to button mash. And what happened? They got humbled real quick. They faced an actual team. And that first carry for Derrick Henry, I missed it by 3 minutes, but I watched it back and I was like, oh my God, this is what we signed up for. This game, not even worried. Ravens -2.5 here.
What was that play?
Hey man, whatever works, right? I'm going to be really quick on this one, actually. Believe it or not, just like how Christian, you were very surprising. I don't even know the line. Don't really need to hear the line. Christian, can you repeat it for me real quick? Because I didn't.
Two and a half Baltimore.
Okay, yeah, no, that's too up. Give me the Ravens. After the performance they've done to the Bills, I know this is a rivalry game and blah blah blah, but this isn't the Steelers in my opinion. So give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. The Ravens are gonna
Oh,
give them the work.
what happened?
Gosh,
I really
The
thought he was
Bengals,
going
I
to
think-
Cincinnati
Joe
here.
Burrow town. Whoa,
I really
what's
thought he was
going
going to
on?
pick
Whoa.
Cincinnati right here.
I think the Bengals are gonna be a better team than they've shown this far. I think they're gonna have a good stretch in the middle of the season where they rattle off a few wins. But this is just a bad time to play a hot Ravens team coming off that Bills game. So yeah, at 2.5 is not enough points.
All right, well, since you're down, I'm going to contact our Joe Burrow supporter real quick and make sure if he has any defense for him this week. Because if so, that's really surprising that this is the first time that we might be having a white flag moment on Joe Burrow. And
Bijan, you gotta block him.
I
That
know
was
Lou's
Vita
got
Vea.
distracting moments, but this is a big deal for the podcast, no matter what. I mean, goodness gracious.
I
No,
love Joe Burrow, but I mean, you got to play the logic. The logical decision here is to go Ravens. Poor. Why did they have Bijan trying to block Vita Vea? That is just not fair.
It's like
they're going to
Justice
put
Hill trying to
Tyler
block.
Algier to score. You know how it goes, Lou. You
That
know.
poor man.
That
Don't
man
let
Vita
a
Vea is
running back
playing
get
no
hurt like
gloves. He's playing no gloves as a defensive tackle. What?
that. God, no. Dude, I'm just glad Bijan didn't get hurt. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, he isn't wearing gloves.
I pick you up in fantasy and you miss. Oh, flag. Please be
Okay.
on the defense.
Lou is like 10 seconds ahead of me now. I don't understand. I've refreshed it like 50 times now.
Oh, refresh.
All right, I'll shut up.
Prime, that's going on.
Offside.
Prime's sketchy right now because I'm watching Vita Bay and everything. That was the first stack I saw, but this is, oh my gosh, that was Bijan. Anyways, very surprising stuff, guys. I can't believe we all picked the Ravens there. Very surprised, Lou, of your decision there. I mean, it is maybe logic, but nothing really kicks the can. But I respect that. I don't even think I could come up for a defense for the Bengals on this one if I wanted to be the voice of reason for us here. So, yeah, that's how we're going to wrap up Zoom 1 with a quick exit out of the Ravens game, which is a very rare occasion, if you're being honest. So, on to Zoom 2. All right, Zoom 2. God damn you. We're back, and we got Colts at Jaguars. Christian, what is that line looking like?
Hey, that is the
Gross.
Jaguars are 2.5 point favorite.
Jags?
Yep.
Wow. Even desperate, even more. Let me go ahead and take this one and say whoever's playing quarterback for the Colts might not even matter. I like them more in this spot. Give me the Colts. I know it's question marks around their running back room right now, but I mean, what is going on in Jacksonville is just despicable. So go ahead and give me the Colts and the points.
Dude, I don't want to
Yeah,
spend
trust
too much
them.
in this game. I don't know who to pick for this game. I don't want to spend time on this game, and you know what that means? It's time for the pen flip. So
The pen drop.
if it faces towards me, we're going Colts. If it faces away, we're going Jags. We are going Jags -2.5. God, leave that disgusting.
That's rough. I mean, this is a very disgusting AFC South game. Now, this is one of those ones where you have to just look back at the rivalry history and see what the results are, honestly, too. Lou, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Jags as well. I think we're gonna see some life out of them in the coming weeks. I mean, Trevor Lawrence isn't that bad. He's not great right now, but I think he's building chemistry with Brian Thomas. Christian Kirk's looking a little bit better. I mean, they didn't play bad against the Texans. They looked pretty decent for most of the game. I think the Colts are in a rough spot. Anthony Richardson's hurt and not playing well. Jonathan Taylor might be out. I mean, I just not a lot of good to say about the Colts. So yeah, give me the Jags.
See, this game is just very ugly. I agree. This is gonna be a gross one, but that's the only person that's out here standing. I'm very surprised, Christian. You're not out here. You didn't have anything to say for Joe Flacco. His great return we might be seeing this Sunday
I
again.
know, I know, I know, I know.
How about,
I love him, but is
did that warm
he
your heart
confirmed?
seeing him beat the Steelers
Is
last weekend?
it did. I got that notification that he was in the game, and I was like, yeah, of course he beat the Steelers. What else is gonna happen against Joe Flacco coming to Steelers? But isn't it Anthony Richardson supposed to be back, or is it confirmed Flacco?
Hmm. I'm very high that there's probably gonna be Anthony Richardson coming back in this game.
Yeah, because
However, when you
if
see
I would
how
have
Joe
known it was
Flacco
confirmed.
played, you can at least ask the question, will we see some more of that? That's where I'm leaning on that.
Yeah. If it was confirmed Flacco, I definitely would take the Colts here. I just think Anthony is going to come back this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Might be the reason why they're underdogs, honestly. If it was Flacco, we might have a little bit more trust in the Colts, to be quite honest. I would at least. But like I said in the beginning of this rant, I
They,
think whoever's the quarterback, it doesn't matter. I like what
they
the
were
Colts are
trying to
bringing.
they were trying to kill Anthony Richardson. I mean, the man got hurt. In the first play they draw up for this man to come back into the huddle is a QB draw. What?
Shane Steichen is he's thinking that this guy is Jalen Hurts, but he's not. I don't think Anthony Richardson's Jalen Hurts built and everything. So it's interesting. We'll leave it at that because especially when this one was already a toss up in our minds. So let's go on from one gross game to literally the other. It's a terrible way to wrap up the 1 o'clock slot, to be completely honest with you folks. It's Browns at Commanders. I mean, good night. How do we go about this? Christian, you dropped the line. I guess in your
Line?
opinion, I think I already know what might be coming here. So go ahead and
No,
drop the
no, no, no,
line.
no, no. Let's play a game. Guess the line.
Oh, I love that. Give me Commanders by 4.5.
Lewis.
Commanders 1.5.
It's Commanders -3, which leads to
Mm.
my pick here. I'm not overthinking this. Commanders -3. There's nothing else that needs to be said here. The Browns are playing god awful football right now, and the Commanders are the hottest team in the NFL. Of course, give me the Commanders -6. What does Vegas know right now? Because that line is way too small, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
I can step in here and everything. I can see why the long is 3 points. It's not because Nick Chubb's coming back. It's not because they're figuring it out on offense. It might be the fact that they're going to pose a little bit of a threat on defense and everything. Maybe calm down this hot streak that Jaden Daniels is on. But I am not going to put my name down on the Browns right now at this moment. As a person that was a believer in the ankle biting Browns last season, this season I have seen the error of my ways early. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Commanders. I'm going to abandon that ship. And I'm going to go ahead and see what everyone's talking about here with this hot rookie. And I'm pretty sure Lou is about to go on his little speech about how he's right so far, these 4 weeks into the season.
I told everyone that Jaden Daniels was going to be a top 5 or 10 fantasy quarterback. And where is he now? Number one.
A lot of people are saying he's the number one quarterback in the NFC. I think that's an overstatement, obviously, but
No, he hasn't earned that right. He's
yeah,
fantasy, he's a dog. I mean, his accuracy and decision making for a rookie have been really good so far. He's gonna have games coming up though where he throws a few picks, where he doesn't look as good. He plays a few better defenses, and this could be one of those games. The Browns' defense is no slouch, so I wouldn't be
Um,
surprised if he had not as great of a game passing. The Browns give up a lot of rushing yards, so I still think he'll get his rushing, which is what makes him so effective in fantasy. And I think the Commanders are just too hot right now. The Browns are absolutely dog water, so I'm just gonna ride with the commies.
Jim, you had a little comment. I think you're sick of us saying something about their defense.
Where's this discussion of the Browns defense being good? Because last time I checked, the Browns have been getting lit up across the scoreboard. So this is not the Browns defense we're thinking of last year.
That's
They are
valid.
not, but they still got a
That's
lot of those players there that can turn it on anytime, especially against a young offense with a rookie quarterback. So you never know when it comes to that. That's probably the only. Again, I'm still with the Commanders here. Don't get me twisted, folks. I'm right here with the Commanders. And I think the hot hand is going to carry us through on this one. But 3 points, it's going to be very interesting.
yeah, I think the commies win it.
All right. Up next, the 4 o'clock slot. Christian, it's time for Guess the Line, correct? We got Raiders at Broncos, an
Oh
AFC West
God. Do
game.
you want to guess this line?
I'm going to say it's a pick 'em, 1.5 for
Close, two
the,
and a half.
oh, so it's not really a pick 'em. They actually got a little bit of a field goal decider. For who? Oh, that's the real question,
That's
actually.
it. For who?
I'm with the Raiders,
That
obviously. It has to be the Raiders they're giving that to.
wrong. It is the Broncos at Denver.
God damn, two. I'm 0-2.
Well,
Two,
almost
not a
had
good
it.
sign.
But yeah, 2.5 point favorite for the Denver Broncos.
So just because they beat the Jets, we're giving the Broncos now all this credit. Look, I mean, they're losing one of their star middle line. They're losing their star middle linebacker because he played Superman last game, and then because he tore his ACL in the first quarter, and then played the entire game on a torn ACL. Insane. Um, and if you guys don't believe me, literally, there's an NFL. And somebody dropped an article on that. It's insane. But give me the Raiders. I think this is an easy, got to silence the media type of game that Antonio Pierce is looking for, and especially on a team that the Broncos they're struggling just to put up 10 points every game. So give me the Raiders. They gets their first time to face Bo Nix, Max Crosby, and that defense get to play Bo Nix for the first time. It's gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be a fun one for the Raiders. So give me Raiders in the points, obviously.
This game is disgusting. Like this game should have zero viewers. Um,
Oh, well, this is a classic rivalry, sir. I can stand by that one.
um,
I'll be watching this probably. Because you're
both
going to be
defenses
pining
are
down
gonna
to watch Matthew Stafford play Jordan Love. That's going to kill me.
both defenses are going to shut down the opposing offenses. I just think Denver's defense is going to play a little bit better. No Raiders pass catchers are going to get open except for maybe Brock Bowers. So yeah, it's going to be a low scoring affair, but I think the
Oh, Christian,
Broncos
what's
will
the
win
over-under for
overall.
this game?
Oh my God. 35 and a half.
29 and a
Give
half?
me the
35.
Oh,
give me the
35.
I like the under.
I feel like the under, too. That's too high. That's too high. I think that's too high. Like I said, I felt like that's a game that should be probably in the 20s. Sorry to
Is
interrupt,
Tyler
Will.
Algier just better than Bijan?
I've
It
been
might
trying
be.
to tell that to everyone in our fantasy league. Yes.
I'm starting to wonder that. Not as a receiver, but as a rusher.
As an all around player, yes.
All right, I wouldn't go that far.
Besides a blocker,
I
I
said
mean, I've seen
when
Bijan block today. It looked like he's very effective.
when is this discussion of maybe it's a Bijan problem because uh,
We do have
I have stand by Bijan too long now for seeing this BS right now.
be seeing Tyler Algier eat every day. Oh yeah.
Bijan
I
is
mean, I didn't
good.
start
It's
on
just I don't understand. He can't get through blocks when he runs the ball.
Is he pulling a Trent Richardson? Is he seeing the right holes?
That's what I'm wondering.
Trent, oh my God, is Texas the next Bama running backs? Is that the problem here? Texas just generating too good of running backs in college. They can't do anything in the NFL. That's concerning because we need Bijan to play good. I'm not gonna lie, especially for my parlay. Christian, final thoughts for this game before we move on. I don't know if you gave your
Uh,
opinion.
I didn't give my pick, but I'm not spending much on this game. Let me just get to the Raiders. Let me just stick the Raiders 2.5 here. No reason why. No reason why. This game sucks.
Is that everybody going for the Raiders? Or Lou, you had Broncos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I was about to say I don't know how I love my Raiders Kool-Aid, but I don't know how I feel about I don't know how I feel about a squad ride on the Raiders. That one would have been a little too much for me. All right, 4 p.m. We're still cooking with the rivalry game here. This is our last one of the day. It's gonna be Cardinals at 49ers. 49ers got a chance to play against a bounce back against the Patriots. Cardinals got smacked last week. Give me the hang on. I gotta hear the line. Gotta guess the line here. I love this little bit here. Give me, I swear if Ray McLeod scores a touchdown. Give me the 49ers minus 3.5.
Oh my gosh.
Lou, what do you got?
49ers minus 2.5.
Christian?
Mm. Two and a
Yeah,
half.
wait.
What? What are you looking at? This is 7.5.
I'm
Well,
sure. All right.
where are you getting 2.5, buddy? This is
I mean, I went 3.5. He just played guess the price is right.
Give me give me the
Just
Niners. Give me the Niners.
7.5?
You know what? No. Yeah, give me
That's
the Niners. The Cardinals
I'm right there
defense.
with you. I'll stop you, Lou. I'll do it for you. I'll stop you. Give me the
No,
Cardinals by
the
7.5. I'll take
no.
that.
The Cardinals are not going to be able to keep up with the
Yes, they
Niners.
can. Kyler just needs to turn the other way and look at fucking Marvin Harrison. I don't know why he's
Kyler,
doing this whole on and off shit. Just throw them the damn ball more often.
Kyler's Kyler's preparing for the release of the new Call of Duty. He's not locked in.
Still far. We still got what, 2 weeks? I know my attention span's about to drop when the next Dragon Ball Z's about a game's about to come out. But besides that, come on, he's got time.
He does have time, but he's thinking about it.
Oh, it's in the back of his head. No one's doubting that. No one is doubting that. Oh, we're getting our first fight. Come on, someone, give me Kyle Pitts versus this small dude, number 23 on the Bucks. Kyle Pitts needs something entertaining on this field.
Kyle Kyle Pitts has been a bust. Kyle
But
Pitts
I'm
and
going to take the
Bijan.
Cardinals. I'll step in here. James Conner's been playing amazing. I firsthand have seen James Conner pop off against my fantasy football team. So give me the Cardinals. Give me Kyler Murray actually look in the direction of Marvin Harrison. And yeah, Christian,
uh
it's a lot of points. A lot of
a
points,
lot of points. So give me the Cards plus 7.5. That's a lot. I think the Cards are due for a bounce back.
Oh my God.
Dude, these guys are getting bullied out here. Oh my goodness. So was that Cardinals you said?
Cardinals plus 7.5.
All right. On to the next one. We got no more rivalry games on the slate. We got two more, though, at the 4 o'clock slot. We got the Giants going to Seattle. Many people will say this is an obvious pick. However, I'm going to trust my gut here and say, even though the public is going to be wrong on this one, it might be a high spread, but I'm going with the Giants probably in this spot if they're the underdog. So give me Giants plus 4.5. Is that the line, Christian?
6.5.
6.5. Okay, okay. Oh, Darnell Mooney. Where were you my last two fantasy football seasons, huh? But all right, 6.5. Lou, Seattle,
I
6.5 point favorites. What you got?
I love Darnell Mooney. Be my favorite player on the Falcons right now. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways,
It's fast and fun.
Ah, give me the Seahawks. The Giants. They don't. If they're not gonna have neighbors too, they are laughable. Although Wan'Dale Robinson might catch 15 passes.
Be
Being
promoting your
busy.
own fantasy football team now.
I do that every podcast.
And where has that gotten you?
1-3.
Attaboy. I told you, I'm just it's more of a recommendation, Lou. You don't want to do that.
I don't promote all my players. You didn't hear me say a word about Zach Moss during that
I mean,
Bengals game.
hang on,
I
let's
mean,
pause
is
for a
there a
moment
word to
here.
say about Zach Moss?
Let's pause for a moment here and remember that last
He's
week
my
we brought
RB2
Lou.
right now.
Nope. Let's pause. We gotta remember last week we brought Lou in for the dues list. He got his second chance. Picked another player from his fantasy football team. George Pickens went off. Got 100
He is
yards,
due.
but not a single touchdown yet.
He is due for a
He got
touchdown.
100 yards, but he did not get a single touchdown that game.
He
So,
had a
just
big
saying,
performance for me.
he did get a big performance, but I'm just saying, you got
Yeah, I'm not.
yards. You could have gotten
Anyways,
more. You could have gotten way more if you didn't put him on the dues list. So, but you
I'm,
gotta try again on week 6. You gotta take a week off again, clear
yeah,
your mind,
yeah, I know.
get your head in the game. But back to this game.
Um,
No Malik Neighbors is a news changer for me. Not really. I'm going with Seattle because Christian's probably going to state all the reasons why, but they look legit on the defensive side of the ball. And if Gino plays competent football like he's been doing, they're an easy favorite for this game. So I'll take the points. This is a risky one for me on the point side of things, but I'll take the points. Take Seattle.
Why in the world would I sit here and take the Giants? Why, and especially with Malik Neighbors
Really?
out?
Why?
No, I'm not. I'm taking Seattle here. It's
Oh my
minus six
God.
and a
You
half here.
scared me for a
No,
second.
no, no. I'm saying, why would I take them? No, no. There's just many reasons why not to take them more than why for to take Seattle. Seattle by
Drake
6 now.
London has a concussion.
What?
Huh. Great.
What happened?
Drake London's being evaluated for a concussion.
It's tragic. At least you have Darnell Mooney, right? We were just hyping him up. We gotta remember that.
Remember, they got to use freaking Bijan because Bijan needs to gotta find the right hole.
I have a Bijan parlay, so please figure it out.
Let's say, figure it out. Jesus Lord.
Pitts has 4 points. That's insane on fantasy football. At least Drake at London, he got his touchdown. That sucks that he got
Oh my God.
because he got cheap shotted. Also, Christian, while we're on the fact that I'm checking fantasy football right now, before we move on to our last game, are you going to say anything to Hewitt?
No, why would I?
He has like 3 players.
No, he'll do it. He'll
So
do it an hour before kickoff. Like he has done that. I've monitored. He's done it every single week. He fixes it an hour before the kickoff.
He does do that. He knows it's football Sunday and he gets on.
This man, I love him, but good night. All right. Lou, 4 points in fantasy football. I'm surprised Kate Naughton hasn't done much for you. But, anyways, to the final game before prime time, we got Green Bay going up against the LA Rams. The line here is, I'm going to guess, Green Bay is going to be favored because it's the LA Rams, SoFi Stadium. Any team can fill it. So give me the Packers minus 2.5. Is that what the
3.
line is?
3.
Damn it. It's 1 point off again. God, me. All right, so plus 3.5 for LA. I'm going to take the Rams in this spot. This is a Matthew Stafford game. I hope you guys check the Pickems and everything, but my line in there was if the Packers let this game get into a 1-score territory with like less than 3 minutes, this game is going to the Rams. I mean, and if that happens, I know they're very depleted on offense, but with Stafford, as long as he's there, there's a will and there will be a way. And that way is just airing that bitch out every single time. I mean, yes, they do have a great running back that in Kyron Williams that Christian is begging that he can get as much more touches as possible. But I'm going to sit here and say Matthew Stafford rise to the occasion, cover this line at least, because just like the Rams need, they just need to find a way to keep winning games until Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are back, and then they're going to be back on the same level on offense as they used to be. So give me
You
the
may want to keep
Rams,
watching,
especially in a
Jalen.
spot to cover.
You may want to watch the game.
Me?
Yeah. So while you watch the game, I'll go over my pick here. The Packers, they showed some life with the Vikings last week. The Rams, unfortunately, did not put up the fight against the Bears. And as we said, I thought that was a trap line. Matthew Stafford's 0-4 against the last four times going against the Packers. Give me the Packers -3 here. The Rams just look so lost right now. It's bad. It might be like this until Cooper Kupp comes back. I have a feeling.
My God. I'm sorry. That is amazing. Mike Evans, I love you. Congratulations on your 100th touchdown, my guy. Holy, what is
Dude,
that?
Mike Evans cooks us every fucking time we play them. Gosh.
20 points on fantasy. That's a record for this week. Already. He's probably going to be my highest scoring player. Oh my gosh. Well, Christian, I am not going to lie. What was your, what did you go with? Did you take the Packers?
I went Packers.
You gross motherfucker. I knew it. That was a hunch too. I just knew that you were going to say that. All right. I'll come up with my defense here soon. Lou?
Oh yeah, give me the Packers.
Whoa,
Jordan
come on,
Love.
guys. Come on. Yeah, let's calm down here. Go
Jordan
ahead, Lou.
Love is
Explain your reason.
legit.
No. Oh God. Okay. Here we go.
He is a dog. Jaden Reed is going to have a field day on this Rams defense, and he's going to go for 200 yards. And the Packers are going to wipe the floor with the poor Rams. Book it.
Look, they're going to have a. That's probably going to. I'd call this one to be close one if it's a high shooting affair. That's how I see it. I think it's going to be a high. If it's a high flying game, I think it's going to be close. If it's not going to be high flying and LaFleur actually gets his way, I think this game's going to be wraps by third quarter. Just by the way LaFleur plays the game, because they got to remember they also have Josh Jacobs, guys. Like there last week, that was the scariest thing, and I'm so happy LaFleur decided not to run the ball as much, because if they kept running it, they could have definitely pulled that game off. But I'm gonna go with the Rams. Stick with my gut here, as you guys pick the Packers. Probably an insane move, but who knows? But the next one I do know. It's gonna be Cowboys at Pittsburgh. Christian, what's the line?
Cowboys at Pittsburgh. This is an interesting one, I think. The Steelers are a 1.5-point favorite.
Oof. Okay. Okay. We saw a trend here already, I think. Hang on. Checking my notes. Someone else go first. Anybody. Anyone can take it.
Mm, I am taking the Cowboys here. You mean to tell me they're an underdog in this game? The Steelers are going to get hit with reality real quick, I think. The Cowboys are very due, and they are bouncing off that Giants performance to just actually propel them to that mid-season form. I think this is easily Cowboys -1.5.
I agree. I think this is a game we should not overthink. The Steelers have been good this year, but the Cowboys are a better team, and they're gonna win. They're gonna show that in this game. They're gonna win.
All right, all right. I guess that's so much for overthinking there, because I'm definitely doing that. When I think of this game, it can go, once again, a couple of ways, in my opinion. It can go in Mike Tomlin's favor, where this game is completely gross. Because the defense is making Dak Prescott do terrible things. And when we have to sit there and watch Najee Harris run the ball 5 times into his offensive line. More than that, probably. But we're gonna have to watch an Arthur Smith offense, in my opinion, and try and work his magic. Is Justin Fields really the guy that pull us together? That's the other thing here, folks, that we have to consider. We had all this talk, and he's definitely better than Russell Wilson. I think that can already be put away. I can already say wrong on that one. But and there goes Bijan Robinson. Why is his helmet off? That's concerning.
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
know.
Lou. I'm telling you, Tyler Algier's value just skyrocketed just now. I mean, should have got him while you can. Just
I
saying,
don't know if
folks.
his value skyrocketed. I just think that the Bucks have a good run defense.
You never know. You never know. Yeah, they got a good defense, but with the Pittsburgh Steelers, -1.5, at home in prime time, it kind of, for me, that's probably the one no-brainer for me, is that Pittsburgh will probably show up and play their style of football on prime time. But this is
Bijan's
fun.
such a good person, helping other team Bucks team members off the ground. He's just a genuine guy.
All right, all right. Christian, last game of the week. We don't have a double Monday night header, so what do we got?
Double number night, we don't have a double number night, so we gave the Saints against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a 5.5 point favorite.
Ugh, those bastards. The only reason why I say that is because last week they weren't at a half when we recorded, and that's the reason why I have a push. Thanks a lot, Chiefs. So do I trust the Chiefs in the spot to cover for the first time this season still? That's the question of the year. I do not think they're going to be able to do that, guys. I don't know why. Something tells me it's because they're depleted. Give me the Saints. God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Give me the Saints. I'm going to take the Saints in the points, +5.5. I don't like it. I really don't. Um, every fiber in my body says to pick the Chiefs, but they haven't covered, man. They've just been struggling in the field of covering here. Um, they can win this game. Don't get me wrong. I definitely see them winning this game. It's just, I definitely see the Saints giving them more problems than they should. That's the thing. Like, I definitely see the Saints giving them a fight. Um, Lou, am I crazy to think that? You're the NFC South guy. What do you think? I just hate the Saints in general. That's why this burns every fiber of my body. But you hate them just as much as I do. So,
I hate the Saints. I hate them with a burning, fiery passion. My brain's telling me to take them in this game, but my heart can't take the Saints, so give me the Chiefs by 90.
I'm glad your heart spoke for you.
There you go, Kirk.
This game's disgusting because the Chiefs, they haven't been playing up to what they should be. And then you have the Saints that they put up a fight. They do become ankle biters at points. I'm gonna have to go to Chiefs -5.5 here. I just don't feel comfortable taking Derek Carr.
That's the thing. Like, it's disgusting, bro. Can't believe this is the first time all year that I've picked the Saints, and I feel gross. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
And I'm picking Derek Carr over Patrick Mahomes. This is the AFC West. No, he's on Dennis Allen's Saints team. Like, ugh.
yeah.
This is gonna be if they actually if nope, not even gonna say anything. Nope. I'm not even gonna give them a good jinx or a bad jinx. So just play football. And that's all I can say. Fuck you, Saints. All right. Last game. That was our last one. Thank God. Because that's rough to end on, in my opinion. But luckily, Christian, sorry. I'm gonna take the apology right now. There's a reason why my background has changed to nothing. I know you were probably pretty upset. We had a discussion on this live while you were in Atlanta, by the way, about Kevin O'Connell's play calling. Yeah, he kind of costed your dues list there. And if he would have made some smarter play calling, like, I don't know, going for it on 4th and inches went up 28 points and just putting the game to an end. Instead, you punt it and they drive right. Make it a game. They just made it a game when it didn't have to be. But anyways, Christian, I apologize. Aaron Jones should have hit. I told you, I called it at halftime. Like, he should definitely hit. And of course, I'm sorry. Like I said, Kevin O'Connell ruined it for us. 2-1, though.
Yeah.
We're on the right track. Still on the right path.
Still on the right path, but that hurt because I both hit in the first half, and we're just literally waiting a whole half for Aaron Jones, and especially that last drive. That last drive bugged me a lot.
Because
I don't know.
they just
It
didn't let him.
stinks.
That's the other thing. They didn't even let their old teammate do a Lambo leap. They didn't injure him. I don't know if you noticed. Like, they were literally trying not to hurt this guy. Like, their hits at the beginning of the game, they were literally not like blowing their head. Like, they were actually just wrapping him up, and it was pretty funny. But anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so we're back with a vengeance here. And this one's an interesting day, Stu, because we have two from the same game, actually. I'll start with the first one here that's not part of it. Zay Flowers is extremely due in the Baltimore offense. Because that we're running the ball quite a bit. I think, kind of switch up. Zay has always frequently gotten the ball in our offense. I think he finds the end zone here. And then the second one is gonna be actually never mind. Take Zay out. I'm reading the wrong one. Hold up. Yeah, I'm reading the wrong one. Yeah, ignore that. It actually is Garrett Wilson instead of Zay Flowers. That is the separate one. That I don't know why I had Zay. I saved it on FanDuel and did not. And I swear to God, Zay hits instead of Garrett on this one. I'm gonna be very furious here. Garrett Wilson is very due in the Jets offense to get a touchdown here. I think they find it with the Vikings, especially considering how Green Bay found wide receivers off the side of the street and they were getting touchdowns. So I do think Garrett finally finds payment. And then we go to the ones that are from the same game. And I think you guys can guess which game I'm alluding to, but it's the one that should have the most offensive firepower, the one that should have game of the week here, and it's only a 1 p.m. game. We're going to the Bills and Texans game here, and we're going to go first. Josh Allen. Josh Allen is going to be aggravated after taking an actual ass to belt performance. And I don't understand MVP conversations. I mean, the guy's played farmers teams and he got hit by humble pie. And that's just going to infuriate him. That is going to cause him to start running more. He hasn't scored a rushing touchdown since week 1, where he scored 2. So I think Josh Allen's going to try to play hero ball here. I can see it. And then the last one, I think we can guess this one. We're going back to the revenge TD factor here. Stephon Diggs. You mean to tell me that guy's not going to want to get the ball here against the Bills? He's going to want to play the diva card here. He's going to want it. So give me Stephon Diggs. So once you get all of that laid out, it can get you to a nice like plus 1,600. So now around what we had last week. So we came close, boys. Let's try to finish the job this time. And all 1 o'clock games too. So it can be nice and easy.
Let me get this straight. Not only is it all 1 o'clock games, but that's 4 players on the list, right?
No, Zay, take Zay out. Take Zay out. Zay was not Zay. Zay is separate. If you want to precaution my jinx and you want to take Zay on the separate instead of Garrett, feel free to do so. But that we're going 3. I'm not risking with 4. If you want to play,
did you really say that just because you're trying to get this guy on your fantasy football team? Like we said, Christian, we're not trying to endorse players here.
No, I just had an earlier message.
I would have had a 5-minute speech on how Chuba Hubbard is definitely a day 1 starting running back in the NFL. Okay,
I don't know about that one, Chief.
We can have an audience. I mean, I had my chance to put a dude's list down, and let me tell you, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not putting Chuba Hubbard on this list. God forbid. Okay. Great list as always. We cleared up that whole mess because I was about to say my interest was peaked. I thought we were about to get 4 players on this list, but no, I just missed out on the part because you did just say take him off the list. I forgot that part. All right. It is time for the locks. And guys, we're in new territory here. 1 game apart. Everybody is 1 game away. Lou, you're still in first place, technically. Colby has tied you. So it's you and Colby at 6-6 on the week. You went 1-2 last week, and Colby went 2-1. in classic NASCAR form, we're going to go with the person that made the comeback, takes the lead. So Colby will get his number one picks once again. I hate to say that, especially when I technically had the better week than everyone because I didn't have anything incorrect. But like I said earlier, the Chiefs did push. So I have the first fucking push slash tie of the season already. 4 weeks into the year, already got my first tie. So now I have to either go for two or get two or get three more. But anyways, I went 2-0-1 last week. I'm at 5-6-1. If the Chiefs would have been able to put up any more points, I could have been tied up with you guys. And Christian technically is at the same amount of wins as me. But I forgot that it was a Zoom switch off time and they caught me there. So now you're going to hear a double butt right there. I hope you heard it. That's 3 actually. And Christian 5-7. He went 2-1 as well last week. So everyone got 2 wins. No, again, kind of perfect in my department. Only got no losses, but still got the push. So technically perfect. But we need to get that perfect 3. Lou, you got it before all of us, and you're still in first because of it, but it's been a little shaky since. So, guys, ready? Colby's first pick. I made him send in 5 this time, so he doesn't get all 3 right away. Okay? So I made sure that he can't get all 3, but he can definitely get his first one because he is in first place now. He took the Vikings -2.5 as his number
Wow,
one.
that's his number one? Wow.
Yes, his number one overall pick. He literally he put them down in order. So he went Vikings -2.5.
That's bold.
Well, I'm right there with
Gosh. My pick. This is tough. Give me the Ravens -2.5.
Right. All right, my go, because I'm just half a game above Christian. Gotta love that. Gotta love having a tie. That's actually so cheesy of me. Give me Give me the Commanders. I'm going to double down on the Commanders for us here. I know it's a squad ride. That's already risky that we have 2 squad rides on here, but I'll take them. Take the Commanders.
I will be taking the Cowboys +1.5.
All right, you got the back-to-back there.
All right, and give me. Ooh, this is a lot of disgusting games we are looking at, boys.
I know.
Someone took the Packers already, right?
Oh,
No, give me Packers -3.
Damn.
what was your first one again?
The Cowboys.
Oh, there we go. Okay, gotcha. Lou? Oh, wait, no, it's me. Fuck, sorry. It's me. Gosh darn it. Give me, dude, it's a lot of points. Those are gross games out here. Man, I really do like the spot that Seattle is in. So give me Seattle.
Oh my God.
It's a lot of
I'm
points,
about
but I'll
to
take
make
them.
I'm about to make a gross pick.
What isn't a gross pick at this point? That's what you have to
I
ask
said,
yourself.
what isn't a gross pick?
Give me the Patriots.
Oh my God.
It's just picking squad rides now. Actually, I think
And
all of
then
us, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all the
do I
squad rides have been picked.
do I
Colby,
double down?
hang on, hang on,
Okay,
hang
well,
on. That's Colby picked.
oh,
No one
Colby
took the
goes.
Bears. Colby will be taking the Bears as his second pick.
Colby doubles down.
And Colby also picks the Jags -2.5.
Oh,
Those were literally his top 3 picks. He did not have to change any of them. So shout out you, Colby. But I do agree with this. He had these guys as as his pick, and I'm gonna agree with him on it. Give me the Raiders. I like the Raiders in that spot. Give me the Raiders as my final option of oh wait. It's not my turn. But Christian. I mean Lou, I'm sorry, I stole your thunder. Hopefully you didn't steal no, you chose the Broncos, so I'm good.
I
A
didn't pick the
big
Bro.
for you
Oh
guys.
no. Um. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely brutal. These games are terrible. The Cowboys got picked.
Yep.
Yes, Christian's number
Uh.
one pick.
Uh. Give me the. Give me the. Give me. God,
Texans, you
I'm
chose the Bills.
glitching. Give me the Bills.
There you go.
Oh, that was horrible.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. You still gave me the Raiders, so that just ties up that. And then Christian, who you got?
All right, so let's a recap of everything because I feel like we have a bunch of
Yeah,
really disgusting things that I need to get clarification on.
yeah. No, I got you. Ready? Here's our recap. The Vikings are off the board. The Bears are off the board. The Jags are off the board. The Commanders are off the board. Seattle's off the board. Raiders are off. Cowboys are off. Packers are off. Ravens are off. Pats are off. And the Bills are off the board.
Give me the Chiefs -5.5.
Yes, the Chiefs were available.
I thought
Probably would
about
have been
that one.
easier for me to say it that way. Probably would have been easier to say it that way. All right. We got a couple things to wrap up here, actually, guys. I completely forgot we have to talk about them. And it's the fact that we had actually bye weeks already, guys. We are already at the bye week. There are potentially, I asked you guys this in the Pickems if you saw, how many playoff teams do you guys think are in this bye week group and everything? I wanted to see what people's thoughts were.
Chargers are in it, and the Lions are in this.
Okay. Chargers and Lions. Lou, who do you think? It's Titans, Chargers, Eagles, and Lions.
I said Eagles and Lions in the poll. Thinking about it more, I just don't know about the Eagles with how the Commanders have been playing.
Oh, are you thinking only one team gets out of the East?
The Cowboys. I don't know. It's gonna be either the Cowboys or the Eagles. I don't know. Give me two. Give me the Eagles. Realistically, they should make the playoffs. Are you?
I'm going to stand next to you guys. I agree. Eagles, Lions, playoff teams. I'm going to take three here. The obvious one out, sadly, is the Titans. I mean, we love Will Levis here, but it's
He's
just
so bad.
that's the obvious man out here. So give me the other three, obviously here. I think those three can make the playoffs. Chargers have been a little shaky, so they're probably the one team that I'll be more interested to see who makes the push. And that is pretty much the main thing. I mean, we can talk about if you guys want these wide receiver trades that are bound to happen, especially you, Christian. You have Devontae Adams on your fantasy football team. And I feel bad for the poor soul who actually drafted Tyreek Hill. Is that Mike Evans again? No, it's not.
No,
I was
is
about to
that
say
Sterling Shepard?
It
that is
is,
Sterling
dude.
Shepard.
Sterling.
He
Oh
didn't even
my!
have a touchdown graphic for him. Said touchdown. Didn't even have a graphic. Didn't even have
That's
graphics
what I'm
for
saying.
Sterling.
Like, I didn't see the name pop up, and I was like, "Is that Sterling Shepard?"
Yeah, they didn't even have a graphic for him.
Dude, our defense is getting cooked right now.
It's Baker, baby. What do you expect? I tried
Baker is
telling you at the
carving
beginning of
us
this.
up.
I tried telling you, man. This is a prime time spot. Baker's going to show out. You got to remember, his first game ever was on prime time
That
football
was a
on Thursday
dot.
night.
That was a dot.
I know. That was perfectly placed.
Oh yeah, it's Baker. What do you expect? I mean, usually now, folks. Usually we'll go into the upsets and all that, but I think this week we're going to pass on that because we got a lot of other things for final thoughts, a lot of deeper discussion, I guess you could say, especially when you go right into the fact that Christian, you've been on a road trip, so you got a little extended final thoughts here. Not only that, but you also have to talk about what's going on in the MLB. I think you're the only person that can describe what happened there, besides Blue. So, Christian, go ahead and take us away. It's time for our final thoughts.
What do I even start with? Do I start with the sad or do I start with the happy? I'll start with the happy. I'll start with the happy here. All right. So I went to a trip to Atlanta this weekend. Added two new stadiums to the list here. We'll start with Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves. At the time being, they came in at 8, but with the Mercedes-Benz visit, they moved down. So Truist is currently at 9 out of 32 at the time being. So Truist, beautiful ballpark. Their outside arena where it's called a Battery. A lot of bars, restaurants, and the outside atmosphere is amazing. It's pretty freaking sick. And pretty cheap, I will say. It was noticeable how cheap a lot of things were. Beautiful outside atmosphere. I loved it. In the stadium itself, beautiful views. It's going in. And I had food there from the famous chop house that they have there. A nice little chicken cheesesteak, delicious, nice, good mixed drinks that they were putting out. That, like I said, I didn't feel were too expensive. It was pretty fairly priced. The one big con I do have, probably it's a 1A, 1B because they both correspond to each other. I am calling out the Braves fans. The Braves fans did not show up to this game. It felt like a little empty in this game. And considering, I understand it's a little bit misty, but like you're still in a game of contention to make the playoffs, and the place is not packed on a Saturday. That's what bothered me. It was very concerning. I noticed that immediately, and I was like, oh no. And then when the reliever came in, that's typically when the Braves start doing their chop. I did not hear the chop. And that was what I was looking for the entire visit. I was like, I want to hear the chop. I want to hear them chant. And they turned off the lights. All the lights on the cell phones came on. But yeah, I didn't hear the chop, and it was quite annoying. I was like, where are people where, come on, let's get loud, let's hear it. And so that's why Truist, I think, fell in the rankings. I expected a lot more out of Truist. So Truist is right behind the Colorado Rockies and as well as the Boston Red Sox with this visit. But overall, still made the top 10. Still very strong, Truist. You did your job there. So that was good. And then I moved on to the Sunday, Mercedes-Benz. The Saints and Falcons rivalry is no joke. They are the true definition of just dirty South. I was 2 minutes into the Metro line there, and you had fans bickering and yelling B words at each other, saying "go home," and them shouting "who dey," and then they were like "suck my balls," and just like all this just insanely. And the outfits were very noticeable that Saints fans were wearing. I was like, what in the world? It was like a lot of glitter and everything. So Mercedes fans, very accessible by the Metro line, very easy to navigate, I thought. So going there was already easy enough from the outside. This stadium was a starship. I stood there for like a good 5 minutes just looking at I was like, this is beautiful. This is absurd how it looks from the outside. The atmosphere around it was a little lackluster. They still had the vibes, but it wasn't like a true like tailgate area around it, or like really true like they had like their own area to do. They're passing out flags. The flags, I'll get to that in a moment. Free. I appreciate the flags. However, the flags are quite annoying in the game itself. It's a little. It's. I have it right here. Actually, let me show it to you.
What
It's
do we
quite
got here?
long.
It's quite. Hopefully, if it shows up on your background here.
Hopefully, let me take off my background earlier, and it's quite annoying when you're waving around in your seat this flag. And so it's a gigantic flag, and it has a pretty long pole, and you're just sitting there, and it's like hitting the other people that are next to you in the seats. And so I appreciate the energy, the flag wise, but however, I found out a little bit annoying of like, we're in compact seats here, baby. On to the rest. The Saints fans, I've seen this of just like this person came in with a fake bird on a stick, and they were like, kill dirty birds. The dirty birds going down.
Do you see why we don't like the Saints? I'm sorry. Like, for me, it's for fans as well. Continue, but
this woman was putting some voodoo.
This part. I wanted to hear you talk about the Saints fans here.
this woman was putting some voodoo on the Falcons fan, and then she drops the stick onto the ground with this fake dead bird, and you just see 15 Saints fans, like not even her friends, come out of nowhere and just start stomping on this bird. Like they're all just, I'm like, what? I'm in line to the gift shop, and I was like, what is going on right now? So that was fun just to see all of this shenanigans that Saints fans were yelling during the entire game, and the Falcons fans, rightfully so. However, the Falcons fans maybe I didn't anticipate them to be that violent. There were videos that came out after that game, very concerning. There was a guy stomping on another dude's head. If no one's seen this video, I will send it because I was like,
Oh my
gosh. The guy was like literally like he thought dead on the ground. This guy just stomping on his head. Just like I'm like, oh my god, it's Falcon on Falcon violence. I don't even think it was a Saints fan. But the Saints fans, and the Falcons fans were bickering the whole game. There was nonstop of that. The stadium itself, air conditioned, just beauty left and right, many different variety of options to choose from for food. They had their own drum line come in and have a whole like parade that I felt like lasted like a good 5 minutes worth of interval of these people like walking through. So I'm just standing there waiting for this panda bag, and they're just going at it. So I respect that. That was awesome to see.
That was the actual band. I thought that was the Saints band when you first showed us that. Because I
No,
see
that
the
was
Saints bring
Falcons.
their own band sometimes to other games.
Yeah, that was the Falcons band. And the other thing as well that I do have to give praise to Arthur Blank here. The man I saw it his years back, but I forgot about it. Arthur Blank is very big on concessions actually being family friendly. I
Oh,
bought chicken tenders and fries and a souvenir soda for $10. $10?
what's the
Anywhere else,
souvenir?
that's like
I gotta see the cup. Yeah, we gotta see
it's
the cup.
somewhere in the kitchen, but it's essentially a black cup that has ATL on it. That it's pretty cool. It's a souvenir cup. I got it with
Nice,
soda because
nice.
I was a little I didn't feel beer. I was like my body can't take beer right now. I was a little hurting. But the
Much
beer was only
humidity,
like
man.
yeah, the beer was only $8 though. Anywhere else, like you're paying at least like 12, $13. And hamburgers there were like $3. Hot dogs were $2. Like you just don't see that anywhere. So shout out Arthur Blank. That was actually pretty sick. Like a lot of it was very family friendly on the prices. Um, the atmosphere was great from top to down. The stadium there, that whole screen in the middle, as you can see in this game, it is absurd. Like that is absurd. Like seen from all angles, the screen pretty sick. Seats were great. Like I said, it was just all around a great freaking arena. It is probably the only NFL stadium to have in the top 10, besides M&T. So pretty overall great time in Atlanta. However, it pissed me off when Bijan got a touchdown. I got called back for holding. I left the record
Oh
for
my
that.
god.
So that was quite annoying. The
You were
Mercedes
there though
Benz,
for a game-winning field goal kick. Let's also
I
remember
left
that.
before that. I left before that.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to
dude,
beat traffic home. I got to go home.
that is true. I remember you were trying to. I remember your Ravens were playing prime time, but still, dude,
yeah. So I was trying to make back for
that probably
that.
would have been
So
the real. That's when you
yeah,
probably would have seen all the violence. Really,
it,
so when you
it
would have
was
seen all that go
it
down.
was it was very funny just seeing the Falcons fans interact about Taysom Hill. They just kept going like, this white guy keeps getting us every goddamn time. And he just kept going on about Taysom Hill. They were like, this guy keeps scoring us it's a lock every time. So that was funny. But yeah,
Dude, he does.
overall, Mercedes Benz lives up to the hype, I will say. I mean, they lay in air at my top five at four. So they're
So that means
pretty good one.
that means you justify having it there for the college football playoff. Like you see why now.
Yeah, so great one. Obviously, it will get a separate score whenever I decide to make a Atlanta United visit. But however, the Atlanta United, and I've heard high praise about the atmosphere there. So it will have the same rankings and everything. It already lands pretty high, but that one separated by the actual fan experience. So already
For
high
sure.
enough. But now to the sad.
Hang on. Before we get to your sad bit, let's give you a break. You did good. You did go a good distance on that there and everything. It's a lot to take in that trip. Honestly, I'm just very surprised by how the Braves didn't really show up for that intense
It was quite
playoff game, and that's
disappointing.
the reason why they
Quite
lost to the
disappointing.
Mets. I'm just saying. Anyways, let's give it to Lou because I'm going to put money down. Is going to probably talk about the MLB as well. Am I right, Lou? Final thought is going to go to the
Pete
MLB.
Alonso just hit a 3-run dong in the top of the ninth to give the Mets the lead.
So I was just
What?
mentioning. Thank you very
Oh
much,
God.
sir. But they're not playing your fighting Phils, right?
They will. The winner will.
Are
Oh,
you
that's
nervous?
bad.
Oh, is
That's
that a
bad.
concern?
Oh no.
Is Lou
Oh
concerned
no.
about the fighting
No, I'm
Phils
not
running against the
concerned.
Mets?
You can't go against a team of destiny.
Oh
After
no! And
Pete
then Team of
I'm
Alonso do it,
Destiny.
concerned.
that just makes it so much worse that Pete Alonso just did that. That is team of destiny right now.
No, no, no.
Oh no.
All right,
Fuck the
Lou.
Mets. I hate the Mets. They're my least favorite team in all of sports.
Really, not the Braves?
Oh yeah, it's not even close. The Saints are a close second. Eh, and Duke basketball. But anyways, we won't continue down that route. I hate the Mets. So I hope they win and I hope we play them. I'm not afraid of them. I would love nothing more than to knock the Mets out, but I would hate nothing more than to get knocked out by the Mets. So this series will be absurd if it happens, if the Brewers don't come back in the bottom of the ninth.
I don't think
Um,
that's happening.
but yeah, no, I'm excited to watch some playoff baseball. Um, we start up Saturday at 4. I'll be getting off clinical because I work this weekend,
Oh man,
unfortunately. But yeah, exciting stuff.
man. Now playoff baseball. We are here, Christian. You can now go into your our half, I guess you should say, for playoff baseball because the O's were definitely a team that I wanted to talk about, but you just know me
And,
with the topic.
this was my concern heading into I said it for like quite a bit, like post July. I was like, we just need to get high and just find the swagger back. And it just seemed like it was lackluster at points.
Mhm.
In game one against the Royals, I knew it was over. I knew we were not going to beat the Royals simply just because of the lack of effort. We came out simply just guessing with no game plan whatsoever. Corbin is putting out an absolute just dogfight. A man is putting on a performance. I would love for him to get re-signed, but like I don't know if he does after what he saw of just putting what he can do and just I understand the team is young, and that's what I have to keep reminding myself that it's just a positive optimism that I have to keep putting myself that they're young, they don't have too much experience. However, it with
Hate that
this point, it's tough. I mean, we haven't won 9 playoff games. 9. Um,
bad. No, it's really
and
bad. It's annoying, honestly. Not annoying.
like I said, it just came out. We were just guessing, like simply just swinging for the home run every single time. And you got to play the small ball at some point. But we were just swinging for the fences every single time. It just seems so lackluster. And it got worse in game two when we had the bases loaded and you had Adley take a fastball down the freaking middle and not even attempt to swing. And then Cowser, if he didn't swing and taken the ball to the hand, we would have had a run to tie the game. Like, how are you swinging at that? How are you swinging at the ball that is coming directly at you? But we just seemed so lost out there. It was like true Baltimore fashion out there of just being lackluster, no game plan, and just coming in just hoping for the best essentially. We'll be back, but that sucks because that's a really good team. And they just couldn't put in the things together. And that's the game of baseball. Game of baseball will come down to the best team of putting the pieces together at the right time, and that was not those this year.
All right. Well, Christian, I'm going to give you actually one last chance because I think there might be one more thing you might be waiting to say for final thoughts. Is there any other things you have to say for final thoughts? Because I'm going to add it on to
Oh,
mine if you missed it.
No,
I'm
we have
looking in your
college football
background right
this.
now. No, I'm looking in your background right now as my hint to you.
Oh yeah, hockey's back.
Yeah,
Hockey,
there you go. I
hockey.
was gonna say the hockey's coming back, baby. There
That's
you
the
go. And on a
optimism.
good note.
Hockey is back. So that'll be good. I need to watch the. Oh my God, the Mets just put up another one, 4-2. 4-2. The team of destiny is looking Philadelphia straight in the eyes right now. Oh my
No, they're not the team of
God.
destiny.
Oh God. Oh
And
my God.
Philly's going up against a Philadelphia team in general in the playoffs, going up against
They're
the team
not
of
the team
destiny.
of destiny. Let's not get ahead of ourselves now.
You think it's the Tigers?
The Tigers actually might be the team of destiny.
I was
Or
gonna
the
say,
Royals.
But hockey's back on Tuesday or Monday actually it might be. But then
they got the
Tuesday,
international game.
yeah, Tuesday is banner night against the Bees, the Bruins, Panthers at Sunrise. I wish I could be there, but I sacrificed the Atlanta trip for to go here that instead because I needed to get the schedule aligned with the end of baseball season. So Panthers, let's go for another one. We got a lot of core back. Like we had a couple departures that were sad, Montour, rock solid all those years. But I'm excited for the Panthers to go back to back. I think they have a really good chance. We might see the Oilers back there. I mean, the Oilers got back a lot of their players as well. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. So, but I need to watch that ESPN Plus series that came out yesterday on the Panthers Stanley Cup, and as well as Amazon Prime is coming out, I believe tomorrow, regarding the whole Stanley Cup and playoffs mic'd up behind the scenes series that should be really nice to watch. So I'm excited, but hockey will have another one that is back in the core of just looking at in between. And I don't think I plan on visiting any hockey arenas that are close by to my understanding. Because I think I've visited everyone that's close out here. So I would need to go travel a bit to see anywhere else, not mistaken. But I will figure that out later. I don't know which will be the next arenas that we are visiting. So that is TBD. But I know the Hawks and United are in the spring time frame of next year for Atlanta.
Can I throw a guess? You already been to Chicago, right?
I've only taken out the White Sox in Chicago. I had a work trip up there. But I have not else been up to anywhere else in Chicago.
The catch. I think the Blackhawks and Bulls might be the next list on there. I feel like they'll probably,
That
and
would be
maybe
a
the
good one.
Bears if you get lucky, but I feel like a Midwestern team, even somebody in the Midwest, I think it's time to hit them up again.
You're not
That's just
wrong.
my take. That's just my take. Because you got the Midwestern
No,
teams. Have you been to Pittsburgh as well? I think you've been to PNC.
I've
I
been
saw
I've been to PNC and I've been to
Hines.
Yeah, no, not Heinz. It's
Penguins.
PBG arena for the Penguins. So I have not been to Heinz, or I think it's just Heinz and the knockout there.
Just
So I have
Hines, you
not been
missed it.
there. But that's definitely down the line for a Colby or Duffy tag along for that one. I don't know if I want to go alone on it. That will get very bad for me.
You just gotta make sure you blend in with the crowd. But anyways,
Ah,
great job, Christian, describing all the things that are going on around our final thoughts here. Obviously, I was also stalling here, folks. Probably some of you have been waiting for this moment, seeing what my thoughts are on Carl Anthony Towns. He is officially a New York Nick. As of I think yesterday, last night, the trade was finalized. And today, you're finally seeing training videos of them doing their workouts and stuff. It's it happening. It happened. It sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Reality sucks, but I can't say here on this podcast that I was already calling for his job at one point. I did say that it was time. At one point, I did say that it was time to move on. Even though I would love that it would have been Rudy Gobert to be traded, as much as it burns me to see Cat go, I would have loved to see Rudy Gobert go. But at the end of the day, it's Ant's team, man. And he said it himself. I'm glad we got him all the way to the Western Conference final, but it's a brutal way to end for sure, especially when you make a playoff run like that. But the guy gave us 9 seasons, and incredible seasons. He was pretty much the main reason why you would turn on Timberwolves basketball for these past 9 seasons, besides Anthony Edwards. It was him. Remember him and Andrew Wiggins, him and Lou Dang, and him and Ricky Rubio. I mean, gosh, he has been through the worst lineups maybe in the NBA. I mean, besides name a player on the Magic, besides those guys, he has probably been through he's been through the ringer. So seeing him go on a Knicks team that's still competitive is pretty awesome. And to move forward for the Wolves, it's, like I said, it's Anthony Edwards' team. It's going to be I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. It's and then because the team you're going to build around, we got Jane McDaniel. We still got a lot of players. I mean, don't get me wrong. We got Nas Reed. We got a lot of guys. It's just, it really does sting losing a superstar like that, especially 9 years. I just grew, and trusted in this kid. He's still young. He's still like, what, 32, 30, and something like that. So I think it just really sucks. It really does suck. And I hope the best for him. Do I think the Celtics are still the favorites in the East? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's still the Celtics is the win. I mean, come on now. But it does give me a little bit of hope that Cat did get to his home. And like I said, now it's just Ant-Man ball 24/7. Don't have that excuse anymore. The team is so defensive. It's gonna be so gross. I'm gonna tell you right now. Timberwolves basketball, it's going to be a miracle when the games when both teams score 100 points. 110, let's be generous. It's the current NBA when both teams score 110 points. So, yeah, that is pretty much my final thought. I mean, it's taken over my weekend for sure. I was obviously watching the O's fall apart. That was tragic as well. But I think this Carl Anthony Towns stuff. It sucks that Colby's not here to rub it in my face and tell me how much of a good trade or bad trade it was. That's the one thing that I do not have at the moment, and I can't wait for him to when we do actually do our NBA tip-off show. It's gonna be a slap in the face. Lou, you were really quiet, so I'm glad you're going easy on me because I know you're big on Thunder basketball. And Chet Holmgren now has to play against Julius Randle and what's it called? Well, Rudy Gobert. So as long as he can figure out how to put up 15 points, he should be fine.
Julius, I forgot he was in that deal.
I mean, that's the whole point of the deal was Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. So, and yeah, I mean, Bates. Can't forget about Bates, man. I mean, Biop Bates. I think that's his name. I don't even know how to say
It's honestly not a bad deal for you all. DiVincenzo is good.
I wish we kept the first round pick in that deal. I wish we had those original reports in the first round pick, personally. But either way, we'll find out, right, Lou? We got what,
Oh
3
yeah,
weeks?
it'll be a fun season. There's some good teams in the West.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna get ready. We're gonna get ready to cook it up. Christian's gonna have to dust off his Mavs fandom real quick. So it's gonna be interesting. We get once again with Lou being a Thunder fan, we get to keep all Western content on here. We get to keep the Western Conference content going because Colby's a Nugs fan. So makes it all come together. Lou,
Christian, this is a side note. I'd like to propose an investigation into our Dynasty Football League at some point.
Well, hang on. I love that you brought that up. We'll bring that on to another episode because, guys, this episode might end here soon. So go ahead. I'm just gonna say it. That was some pretty good stuff.
Pretty good stuff.